Alright, ladies and gentlemen, back here on the show to do my second NBA news video. To cover some more stuff from NBA Dunk Central here, so let's get into it. So, last bit I talked about Ben Simmons talking about how they're going to be scary next year, and Ben Simmons opened his media day for the Brooklyn Nets, and he said this. He said, and quote, "I'm back, Ben Simmons. Stop playing, bro. You're not Michael Jordan." He says this every year. You ready to learn Chinese, buddy? Like, how do we tell him, man? We've heard this before. He ain't fooling anybody talking about, "I'm back." But yeah, Kevin Porter Jr., remember when he got arrested for beating up his girlfriend? The Rockets, I guess, tried to trade him. They couldn't, so obviously nobody's going to take him because, he's had a bad history. So Rockets GM Rafael Stone says Kevin Porter Jr. can no longer be part of the Rockets. Good. He doesn't deserve to be any part of an organization at this point. He beat on women. Beat up women. He doesn't deserve to be part of an organization now. Kevin Porter Jr. has some talent. It's just can't stay out of trouble. It's a good W. He's a criminal. Shouldn't play another minute in the NBA. And I'm not just being a simp for who he beat up, like some people will probably try and say. It's just when you're a woman beater, you shouldn't be in the NBA. It's just simple as that. You shouldn't be in the league. I mean, I don't even know how he's still on the team right now. I guess they can't release him. I don't know. So Kelly Oubre says he's glad he can finally play for a winning team after he played for a team with, quote, no hope. This team wins every year, right? The fan base wants them to win more. But I come from teams where they have no hope, like zero within the whole city. And that's not this at all. So I appreciate the fan base for being hard on the team. Kelly Oubre, by the trade deadline's gonna be like, "You're here to learn Chinese, buddy. You're gonna get traded to the Guangdong Tigers." It's like, how do we tell him, man? Does he know the Sixers a winning team? Yeah, in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. They've won one title since the inception of the three-point line, and that was like 40 years ago. They ain't won shit. Kelly Oubre doesn't know, folks. So, per rumor, OG Anunoby's contract extension plans after the Raptors failed, Damian Lillard trade pursuit, they might hit free agency next summer, so there's all signs point to both Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby playing out this season and then entering free agency in the summer of 2024. Let's just say the Raptors are living dangerously, possibly losing after this season, OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam, as Flight Reacts would say, in 2024. That wouldn't surprise me. They should have traded them last season when they had the opportunity to get some good draft capital or some good young talent. So, per Brian Windhorst, the Miami Heat submitted a significant bid for Jrue Holiday, but Portland, they ultimately accepted an offer from the Boston Celtics, per Brian Windhorst. So, I talked about the Damian Lillard trade to the Milwaukee Bucks a few days ago. I talked about that in a separate video. So, about 5 days ago, and about about 2 or 3 days later, Jrue Holiday got traded to from Milwaukee to Portland, then traded to Boston, which I thought was a good move. So yeah, apparently the Heat put in a significant bid, but Portland traded him to Boston. Cronin, when he seen Pat Riley make an offer, he's like, "I don't know who invited him." Now, what's Portland's beef with Miami? Or maybe he just saw Jimmy Butler was emo and didn't want him. So, Masai Ujiri will not initiate extension talks with Pascal Siakam. They said, a lot of players didn't play the right way. I said it. that we were selfish. I'm not running away from that. We were selfish and we didn't play the right way, so let us see it when we play the right way. Man, Masai Ujiri is probably the most overrated GM of the past decade. Shouldn't be reading all that. So I guess the decision was to run it back, even though the team was quote selfish. But he still just decided to run it back the rest of the season. So getting good draft capital maybe, or some good solid young players. Good to know. So quote, Joel Embiid talked about in the NBA Media Day now. Quote, it doesn't matter who's on the team. I'm always going to have a chance to win. Joel Embiid. A chance to win what? 30 years old, he's never been out of the second round of the playoffs. I mean, next summer, Joel Embiid will make a choice between 3 countries: Cameroon, France, and USA. My goal is to play in the Olympics. I love all 3 options. I mean, I don't know what he'll choose, but he might choose Cameroon. I guess we'll see next summer where Joel Embiid will choose to play in the Olympics. So, Jimmy Butler, no luck. Oh boy, man, he's turned emo. If you haven't saw his no luck, man. Why Jimmy? Why Jimmy Butler, man? I don't like this no look. Apparently said it, and then he opens his NBA Media Day by saying, quote, I'm emo. Ugh. Kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. But he said, we're going to end up in the finals, and this time we'll win it. People say, oh, they won't have a lucky run again, but it feels like people have said this every year they've made the finals. It's kind of getting tiring to doubt the Miami Heat. You just can't doubt the Miami Heat. But it's going to be tough this year. I think the Bucks are a little bit better. I'm not going to say they're overwhelming favorites, but again, Dame Dollar is pretty good, and the Celtics getting Drew Holiday. It's going to be tough for the Heat to do it this year. Jimmy Butler only mentions 3 teams in his career: the Chicago Days, Skip A-Team, the Philly Days, and now Miami. Anthony Edwards going to bust his ass for this. He has some quotes from Jimmy Butler from Media Day. Obviously James Harden didn't attend Media Day. Mark Jackson is moving toward a broadcasting role with the Knicks. Per Andrew Marchand, remember he was fired from ESPN, so he's moving toward a broadcasting role with the Knicks. With a Mike Breen, I think, because Mike Breen works with I think the Knicks. So it looks like Mike Breen and Mark Jackson will be reunited calling basketball games. So they've basically kind of reunited. So the Blazers reportedly initially sought 4 or 5 first-round picks in the trade for Drew Holiday. So they initially tried to get like 4 or 5 first-round picks. They pretty much got 4 or 5 firsts from Boston, because you got 2 firsts and Brogdon will be another first. If they wanted to deal Rob Williams, he'd be another first, too, maybe 2, but early indications are they didn't want to deal him. I mean, they were negotiating. They were just trying to see how much they could get. But you weren't going to get 4 or 5 first-round picks for Drew Holiday. Daryl Morey says he's working on a James Harden trade. Quote, he continues to seek a trade, and we're working with the representation to resolve that in the best way for the Sixers and for all parties. It's just, who's going to trade for James Harden, man? He's washed. He can't come through when it matters in the playoffs. This saga's taking so long. Like, just let it go. Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. So, CJ McCollum thinks the Bucks trade is, quote, better for Damian Lillard than going to the Heat. I don't know, you can see, I mean, it's kind of obvious, because you go play over there with Giannis. I mean, you could say that for either team. You could use either argument. Oh, this trade is better for him than going to that team or whatever. Yeah, Dwight Howard says his center only starting 5 will beat any team in history. Bro's stuck in like the 70s. Bro had Hakeem, himself, Wilt, Shaq, and Kareem. I mean, that's a good senior-only starting five, but who's going to shoot three-pointers? You got to have three-pointers nowadays in the NBA. So UFC fighter Bobby Green says LeBron James, quote, wouldn't stand a chance in a fight against him. Okay. I mean, obviously, he's a UFC fighter. Of course a UFC fighter would win. Because LeBron's a freaking NBA player. He's a UFC fighter. If a UFC fighter couldn't win against LeBron in a fight, that'd be bad on them. Just saying. So the Portland Trailblazers plan to keep Robert Williams III and is likely to trade Malcolm Brogdon after the Jrue Holiday trade. So they're going to keep Robert Williams out of that trade. They might move Brogdon, because I don't know if they want to keep him, but we'll see. Now the NBA is back this month, ladies and gentlemen. The NBA is going to be back. Looking forward to this season. Just wanted to mention that right quick. So Golden State Warriors star Draymond Green suffered an ankle injury that will keep him out for 3 to 6 weeks. He suffered an injury, and I believe it was he landed on Kuminga's foot or something, like a practice or a scrimmage. And now he's out in like 3 to 6 weeks. Man, hopefully he's back healthy soon. Exclusive. Austin Reeves is hungry to win a title and prove doubters wrong after he got that $56 million deal, trying to prove some people wrong, said it was overpaid, didn't deserve it. Just want to see, man. So Joe Cronin made sure not to let his emotions get the best of him during the trade negotiations, per Woj ESPN. Through it all, Cronin told himself, eliminate the emotion, the frustration, the fatigue, and most of all, Cronin implored himself, don't settle, don't let yourself settle. He's lying. He didn't even listen to what Miami had to offer. He settled. I mean, the view around the league is the Blazers see DeAndre Ayton in the vein of a top 5 center in the league. Well, they'll quickly realize he's not, and then regret trading for him. Come on, you got Jokic, Davis, and Embiid, Bam, Towns, better. I mean, Towns is better. He's not really. I mean, I don't know. So, before, what was reported? Remember when Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole? Well, he had a wild insult before that. He called Draymond Green, quote, an expensive backpack for Steph Curry before the punch. And that's what led to it. Him going, boom, clocking Jordan Poole, an expensive backpack. Expensive backpack is insane, man. But, I mean, 11 NBA seasons with the Warriors, 4-time champ, 4-time All-Star, 8-time All-Defensive Player, 2-time All-NBA selection, Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, well, yes, Steph Curry's probably made most of his career, but he's still an elite defensive player and helps sets up the offense for us. I mean, expensive backpack's crazy, man. Dwight Howard is open for a return to the Orlando Magic. Are the Orlando Magic open for a return? Dwight Howard Summer's like, who want me? Nope, 100%. So the asking price for Mitchell Robinson is multiple first-round picks per Vince Goodwill. All 29 teams seen this ain't gonna trade multiple first-round picks for that. But yeah, that's really all to say for this video, for the NBA news. So that's probably all the NBA news I'll cover today. So until next time, Peace.